The world is full of influencers. Some set out to become one, while others just changed the world and found the spotlight. This is their story. Welcome to The Accidental Influencer, brought to you by Wild, the world's first social currency payment card, and powered by Wild Rum, a new low-cal, guilt-free alcoholic beverage. My name is Rij Epen, and on this show, we talk to some of the most inspiring people who are leaders in their domain, but inadvertently blew up on social media. Today we have with us someone that has a palate as decorated as his resume. Known as the sailing chef, he was the first and only Indian executive chef in the history of the British cruise Cunard Line. He then took to television with his shows Wikipedia, Vicky Goes Veg, and Vicky Goes Desi that created stirs on an international level. But more importantly, he's the man you have to thank for founding your go-to burger brand, Speak Burgers. Please welcome the supremely celebrated and talented chef Vicky Ratnani.
Hey Rich, how are you?
Thank you so much, Vicky, for being on the show, being on The Accidental Influencer. I'm excited to have you here. So, you quickly switched from remodeling restaurants onto television, but the pandemic really accelerated the whole online game, and I guess you took to social media in a huge way. I want to ask you, do you now consider yourself a digital influencer?
Well, I don't think so.
No?
The thing is that I still do a lot of F&B related
Right.
projects. Like I'm consulting Bira, I do Inox Cinemas. Now, what happens is that I really love filming.
Right.
And I'm really good at, I edit my own reels. And
Oh, really?
Everything's done. I can sit on the spot and edit a reel for you. So, because I like doing it,
Yeah.
and because I travel a lot
Yeah.
with work, I film, I love filming, I love editing,
Right.
and I post.
Right.
So people think I'm actually a digital creator, but
Right.
actually I'm a very hardworking chef.
No, but you know the funny part is that you are really good in front of the camera, and
Yeah.
that made life easier for you, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, and that in some way led to the fact that you became an influencer on in today's terms.
Right.
Do you? Do you think you're an influencer from that perspective?
Well, I mean, I've influenced cooks and chefs and people throughout my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was now there's another medium to do it, which is
Sure.
which is blowing up the
Yeah.
the universe. So I think a lot of people see you
Right.
even more from different parts of the world.
Sure.
Like I have a lot of chefs and followers from internationally.
Right.
You know,
The cities you visit.
and
so on,
you know,
and
and,
places
and the chefs community abroad. So
Of course.
so yeah, they get to see another side of a
Right,
chef, you know.
right. Of course,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing with influencer. But what does influence mean to you? What do you think is
I
influence?
think influence could be for me. It's more about educating people and making them more
Sure.
aware.
Right.
You know
Right.
that teaching or telling people what is good for you or what is generally good.
Right.
And I think once you have a kind of a good reputation and you know what you're doing in life,
Correct.
people do take those recommendations.
Of course.
That, oh, if he's doing it,
It must be good.
It must be really good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in that way, yes, it does influence
Sure.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's rewind to 2017 when India's favorite cooking show, Vicky Goes Veg, hit the market and blew up. Right. You were an instant sensation. Right. And you saw that. Right. Would you say you were an influencer then, as you call it, or would you think that did you see that digital explosion lead to things that that led to your digital presence being monetizable, so to speak?
Right.
Did that happen?
Well, I mean, you know, the word influencers has came up about like 5, 7, 8
Correct.
years ago.
Correct.
So now when you have a balance where like earlier I used to do a lot of television.
Yeah.
You know, mainstream channels,
Yeah.
NDTV and food, etc.
Yeah.
So there was only one way to look at.
Right.
Either you're going to watch that on TV
Or not.
or you're going to catch it up. So now everything's moved on. Everybody watches you on the phone.
Right.
Um, Micro channels, OTTs, your
Yeah.
own channels, YouTube,
Yeah.
have created a domain for every individual on
Correct.
the universe.
Absolutely.
You know, if
Yeah.
you can have your own YouTube channel, you can have your Facebook page,
Yeah.
you can have your LinkedIn. So everything is like you have literally archived your
Right.
your verticals.
Sure.
What you do.
Yeah.
So now in that way, yes, I have shows on television. I'm reinstating my YouTube channel and all that.
Right.
Plus, I love Instagram.
Right. Right.
So you know, it's for me, it's like a no-brainer because
Right.
it's as I told you earlier.
It's a
I
natural
love
extension.
traveling.
Yeah.
I love traveling. I take good pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, I write well.
Yeah.
So I just find it that why not?
Right.
You know.
But it was a slow process for you, right? I mean, you didn't start just starting to create content. You just started
Yeah.
putting.
No.
you know-
So the thing is that I mean, I've done some crazy travel and cooking 15, 16 years ago,
Right.
17 years ago.
Right.
Where at that time I wish I could document
Yeah.
and take pictures to where all I went because when I was on the ships,
Yeah.
right, I told you,
Yeah.
I've circumnavigated the world
globe,
7 times.
Right. 7 times.
Yeah, so we
Wow.
did 7 world cruises.
Right.
I've done that
Yeah.
many. So, and there were islands like in the Dominican Republic,
Yeah.
small islands, the Fiji, and visiting crocodile farms, went fishing and pole
Yeah.
fishing and
Right.
so there was some crazy stuff we've done.
Right.
Eaten at best restaurants.
Yeah.
Gone up to Machu Picchu, went to Peru and.
Yeah.
But there was no camera.
Of course.
I mean, there
And
was
you were
no
not
phone.
documenting. Yeah.
There was
yeah,
no phone.
yeah.
There, I mean, if you had to film yourself
Yeah.
or film, you got to get filmed, or you would need high skill. You need a
Right.
camera.
Correct.
But now, I mean, if you have a phone, you can
That's
make
it.
a
That's
movie.
all you need.
It's like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely, absolutely. That's some great experiences that you have.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
you're right. If you only could have documented back then, the amount of content you would have, you'd never need to create anything again, right?
No, we all used to
Instant.
instant camera. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you are not filming,
Yeah.
you're still now used to talking to your phone. It might be a video call.
Yeah, I agree.
It might be taking a selfie.
Yeah.
So I think everyone is not
Yeah.
conscious anymore.
Correct.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's like that.
Yeah. 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 No, absolutely. And if you knew this back then, you would have created great content back then, right? But unfortunately, yeah, it didn't exist. But you built a pretty loyal viewership pretty early on, even when you started your shows, right? But obviously, social media is a whole different ballgame. Because you get immediate feedback and you get immediate, whether it's the good or the bad, you get that immediate feedback.
Yeah.
What do you think it is, about you that resonated with your audience like that early on?
See, I'll tell you, my cooking style is very unique.
Right.
I have that
Yeah.
quirk and that kind
Yeah.
of mischief.
Yeah, yeah.
I love having a good time.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel that I think it's the way you relate to people, the way
Right.
you how you have a banter or a rapport.
Yeah.
You immediately know what do they really want from
Right.
you.
And what are they
at the
connecting
same time, at the end of the day, I like to do what I like to do.
Right.
And I think it's just that being yourself and being unique
Right.
and not trying to ape somebody else
Right.
makes
Right.
you also very different.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, everybody would look and sound the same.
The same. Yeah. I mean, that authenticity is what you
Yeah,
brought.
so
right?
I think each one has his own journey.
Yeah.
I have my whole repetition of travel,
Yeah.
cooking in good restaurants, eating in good places, working with
Yeah.
good chefs.
Yeah.
So I think it's just giving it back now,
Right.
which I think is really important now.
Right.
That now I want to teach more,
Right.
to the new generation of
That's
chefs.
very cool. Yeah.
And because now if you go to hotel school,
Yeah.
most of the colleges, when you come out, they are still like miles away from
Oh,
what
absolutely.
a restaurant wants. So
Yeah.
I want to really create a whole stream of cooking or
Right.
content, if you want to call
Yeah.
it, which teaches young chefs how to cook cool food,
Right.
you know, trending food, because a lot of the thing is not taught in colleges.
Yeah,
you know. So
absolutely.
I think that to build the, I mean, narrow the gap
Sure.
between
Yeah.
college and the
And what you
restaurant.
learn in
Yes.
real life.
So I
Yeah.
think that's the new, you know, my travel will always go.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to focus on more indoor and outdoor cooking content
That would be
for
amazing.
young students and
Right.
young cooks.
That's a great way to give back. I mean, I went to hotel school, so I know that, yeah, what you learn there and when you come out, you
Yeah.
really know nothing.
No, nothing.
Until you actually start putting that into practice.
Yeah.
That's a great way to give back. That's a very cool
Yeah.
idea.
So
In
that's-
fact, that's also great content to create to leave us a legacy for people to learn
No, but that's
forevermore.
all. You know, I want to start documenting all
Yeah.
my recipes and
Yeah.
you know, put it out there.
Right.
That's the reason I have the new studio. It's called
Right.
the Gourmet Gyan
Yeah.
Studio.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, tell us more about that.
So Gourmet Gyan is my company,
Yeah.
which has been on for the last 12 years.
Yeah.
And I've got a new studio where all my gadgets and things which I've collected over the years,
Right.
my books, my everything.
Yeah.
So literally, it is my new den and kitchen.
Right, right.
And it's really fully equipped.
Yeah.
It's stunning looking.
Right.
And I think it's great to make even content as well.
I saw the pictures of it, and it is a beautiful looking kitchen / studio.
Yeah.
And yeah, the content that can come out of there is great. And also, you said R&D. You do a lot of R&D that comes out from there, right?
So it's literally Gourmet Gyan Studio is about R&D, NPD's new product development,
Right.
and content.
Right.
I do a lot of recipes
Right.
for clients, for different companies, for
Right.
upcoming restaurants. So,
Yeah.
so that is going to be
Right.
my den where I'm going to be cooking,
Right.
documenting stuff. I'm getting an R&D chef in place.
Oh,
now.
nice. Okay.
And very soon, you know, getting into an in-house editing suite.
Oh, wow.
All that is in the, on
Very cool.
on the
But
cards.
do you think you'll have more new brands that you want to start, or do you want to stick to?
No, so my company, Speak Burgers,
Yeah.
has been taken over by a big company.
Okay. Oh,
who are
brilliant.
helping me to scale
Right.
Speak Burgers to about 50 cities.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know this. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
congratulations.
thought, yeah,
That's
thank you.
amazing.
So I'm focusing on the next few months
Right.
on that growth.
Right.
We already have 2 kitchens in Mumbai,
Okay.
and
right.
we're gonna go up to 4 or 5
Right.
by mid next year.
That's fantastic.
And I am developing a few new brands, but on like a cloud kitchen format,
Right.
not
Right.
brick and mortars. yet.
right. Right.
So yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah.
Very cool. That's a lot on your plate over the next year. Yeah, that's amazing. But tell me, who is someone that might have accidentally influenced you in this journey that you've had? I mean, you've had.
I think you know I think Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a bit of Jamie Oliver.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're two completely different people.
Yeah.
Very cool and honest
Right.
in what they do.
Right.
Like Anthony Bourdain was a
Yeah.
nomad, was a neo hippie, was.
Yeah.
I'm a lot like that.
Right.
And also at the same time, when I see the earnestness and originality and fun and spunk of Jamie Oliver,
Right.
so I think,
Right.
yeah.
Do you think you modeled yourself around that when you were maybe
Not-
getting started?
No, not really. I
Not
think,
really.
you know, this is who I am. This
Right.
is I've always been.
Right.
And there was a guy called Jamie Oliver who's. So a
Doing
lot of
the
people
stuff
used to
on
tell
TV.
me that you know
You remind us of.
yeah,
right.
you know, a lot of
yeah.
people from.
Right.
So that's how it came, you know.
Right.
So.
Right.
But I think influencing can be a new way of education as well.
Absolutely.
You know, I think it's a great way to learn things.
Absolutely.
You know, like people are like you
Or
do
discover, yeah.
You know, you do great stuff with clothes and
Thank
fashion.
you, yeah.
So literally, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people must
Yeah.
be telling you that, hey, Rich, where did you get that?
Yeah.
I mean, I really love what you're wearing
Yeah.
now. So,
Yeah.
so it's like that. You know, like people
Absolutely.
are picking up different things. Like I have this whole fetish for pots and pans and
Right.
and jewelry.
Right.
So people, you know, they kind of
Yeah.
they like what you do. You get good gratification. You're
Correct.
teaching people,
Yeah.
and I think if you know anything, or you're good about any subject,
Yeah.
you know, whether it's medicine, whether it's nutrition,
Could be
whether
anything, yeah.
it's porn, whatever it is. I think you should talk about it, and why not help people? You know?
I agree. I agree. And I think we do on some level, every single one of us, we say this, at Wild all the time, that we believe everybody out there is an influencer because on some level, every day, we're all impacting someone or the other, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
Friends, family, colleagues, whatever. We're always doing it.
Even parenting, teaching
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
influencing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it is a mix of everything now. I
Absolutely.
think. Yeah.
No, that's true. How do you think you've leveraged your newfound kind of, we can call it influence or fame? Do you think you're leveraging it enough? Do you think you're doing enough with it?
See, I'll tell you, I'm doing lots for a one-man team. I
Right.
mean, I work on my own.
Right.
So considering that, it's it's highly elastic what I'm doing now.
Right.
It's stretching it too much.
Right.
But I think I'm capable of. I love doing it.
Yeah.
There will be times where I'm trying to delegate a few
Right.
things, but
Sure.
I'm leveraging it to the maximum of my
Oh,
capacity,
your personal
being
capacity.
alone.
Sure.
But no, there's
There's
lots
more you
coming.
can do.
Yeah, there's
I mean, I guess that's true, right? Because physically, there's only so many places you can be, so
yeah,
many things you can do in a 24-hour period. What else
so
can you
like
do?
I'll tell you my newest book,
Yeah.
Urban
You're writing a book?
Desi.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my second book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
First book was Vicky Goes Veg.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this
and
is the second
then
book.
Urban Desi is out now, and Urban
Okay.
Desi is about 50 of the topmost non-vegetarian meat and fish dishes which I like in India.
Really? Okay.
And which can be made
At home. By
very
everyone.
easily.
Right.
Without going and buying the whole market out.
Right.
So,
Wow.
even that's a good way to influence people as well.
Absolutely.
Your book.
Absolutely. I didn't realize you had a second book out. Wow.
I'll
Nice.
send you a copy.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
should have carried one today.
Yeah, no, we'll add that. So now that you're directly in contact with your audience, and and it's a large one, right? You have a large audience that follows you. Do you feel the burden of responsibility in terms of the things you say or do online that you think might be?
I'll tell you, I think that's a damn good question. You become a little conscientious of what you
Correct.
are saying and doing, and
Right.
you know.
You do,
which-
right?
yeah,
You do
of
feel that
course.
burden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more than a burden, I think it's fine tuning.
Sure.
Which you learn with your
Right, as-
it's a give and take
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, it kind of polishes you well.
Sure.
It
Yeah, no, I
polishes you
agree.
as well.
I agree.
So I think, there are certain things which are there, certain things you do.
Yeah.
But yes, you kind of filter off
Right.
parts of it because
Sure. Because you just don't think it's appropriate to be put on a
and
large
also
forum.
there's not everything you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to
expose,
of yourself out there, right? How much do you want to put out there? That's a good point, actually. Do you kind of filter how much you put out of yourself out there in this, or are you kind of all about the food and stuff?
See, most of the time it's all about food. I mean,
Right. Yeah,
if it's not about the food and not about the travel, I don't post it.
You don't post anything at all. So yeah, so at least you have that kind of
Yeah.
barrier that you place for yourself. Yeah, I mean, I struggle with that a lot, right? Sometimes you're like, you want to show, all the fun things that you're doing. Sometimes you're like, honestly, I don't want to show all the things that I do. Sometimes it's just a bit too much. So yeah, I mean, but at least for you, you have that filter that tells you everything that you do in food is what you want to put out. Otherwise, it's not.
And I think if I see something really nice and pretty, whether it's food or whether it's a sunset,
Yeah.
I like to share that. as
Sure.
well,
Right. And
I'm
let
a
people
big
see it
nature
too.
lover as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. I guess when you've traveled that much and you've seen so many beautiful places and sunsets, yeah. I think a lot of people can kind of vouch for the fact that good food releases. I mean, you of all people can vouch for this. Releases dopamine, and just like sex does, right? It's the same with social media. Social media also does that. It's proven that social media releases
Yeah.
dopamine. So my question to you is,
What was that film? Yeah? What is it called?
it's a documentary.
It's a
of-
documentary,
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking
yeah. I know
about,
which one
yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about. So that's exactly the point, right?
Yeah.
Because seeing your likes and shares and comments and the engagement and all of this actually releases dopamine. So you want more and you're actually kicked to get more. So the question to you is, do you like chase that dopamine hit from your, now that like you have a large number of followers, do you does Vicky Ratnani keep up with your likes and follow count, and are you waiting to hit that next milestone?
I think you know what it's for me. It's become a little like a law of diminishing margin.
Oh really? Returns, right?
At the beginning, but you know, at the end of the day, that's not what I just do.
Sure.
There's so much
So
going
many other
on.
things you do.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. Right.
I don't really. Of course, I would like to have more followers
Right.
because I want more people to see how
What you do and how you
what
do
I
it.
do, how I do. That's the
Absolutely.
only
Right.
kind of reason I would.
Right.
But about likes, not likes, I'll be honest. I don't.
You don't
even,
care.
I don't look at that.
Oh, you're
anymore.
great.
No, I don't.
Okay, that's good to know.
I mean, you
because
don't like it, fuck it, man. I like it. You know,
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
that,
absolutely.
you know.
And a lot of people do. It's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
a
I mean,
lot of
it's-
people do. There'll always be
I mean,
some people
I
that don't.
wouldn't lose my sleep that,
Over it.
Oh shit! I don't get. You know, it's
Yeah, yeah, of course. If the idea of food vlogging, for instance, existed back when you started off, do you think your life trajectory would have been different? Would you have started with TV or screen or digital, or what do you think? Is there something that you would have done different? Now that you look back.
You know, I mean, I set up my YouTube channel 8 years ago,
Really? Okay.
or 9
Okay.
years ago,
Right.
but I didn't do much with it.
Right.
But now I'm reinstating it.
Right.
You know, I'm getting a whole team,
Right,
and we're
right.
shooting a lot of things.
Right.
Because, as I told you, I want to create a medium for young chefs
Right.
and people who are food enthusiasts.
Sure.
You know,
Right.
so I am doing that now.
Right.
I am going to start. I sometimes will say, yeah, I wish I would have started my channel when
Yeah.
the other chefs had
Yeah, had started.
But I was so much into F&B,
Right.
still running restaurants,
Yeah,
still
of
doing
course.
all that.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to just become a chef for the camera.
Sure,
know.
sure.
I
You
sti-
actually wanted to
I
be in
still
the
am.
kitchen.
I'm still very hands down in the
Right.
kitchen.
Right.
I just got back from Conrad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do, and what I love doing is doing different pop-ups in different parts
Right.
of the world.
Right.
So there was one in Thailand.
Right.
Maldives is every year.
Right.
Now there's some new pop-ups coming
Right.
up. So I think as long as I keep on moving,
You're fine.
I just
You're happy
love
with
it.
that.
Yeah, I just
Right.
love it.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of what this does for you, right? Because your reach becomes so much more
Yeah.
larger and wider that people like give you those opportunities to do the things that
Yeah.
you love more and
Yeah.
more, right? I guess that's the. I mean, I guess so. So I was saying, having seen both sides, which would you pick? I guess this is an easy answer, right? You would obviously love to continue doing what you're doing, but to all those food enthusiasts out there. Sitting at home, now that everything is so accessible, what is the one thing that the gastronaut would like to tell, all of the people that have followed you through the years and say, I loved your work, loved your shows, loved your books. What would you say to them? What would you say to them as,
I would tell them that, if you're not cooking, you must cook. I think, and I've always told people that I wish that someday food is treated as a surviving skill.
Right.
Like how you learn how to bicycle, you learn how
Yeah,
to
you should
swim,
learn how to cook.
You learn how to play a game.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely a life skill.
right?
Uh,
Yeah,
a
no,
lot
for
of
sure.
people in the pandemic saw that.
Learned how to, yeah.
The people who
Yeah,
didn't
that's
cook,
true.
they stayed hungry.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think cooking is therapeutic.
Yeah,
Cooking is sexy.
right.
Cooking is,
Right.
it feeds your mind and soul. And
Yeah.
I think everyone must cook.
Right, right. Yeah, hey, you heard it here. Everyone must cook. I think that's a good point actually. But it's funny. I don't think there's too many people that that understand the value of getting into the kitchen and doing something. Me included. I studied hospitality, and yet I don't do it enough. And I don't think I think more of us should do it. And again, when it comes to you being on screen or on a TV screen, somewhere near you, and when people see you and get inspired, I think maybe that's maybe a baby step towards that direction. I think that's lovely.
I think the love and respect
Yeah.
is more than everything.
Right. Right.
It's more. I mean, I feel good about it.
Right.
It's like
Of course.
there are people out there who actually believe and listen
Yeah.
to what you say.
And love, yeah.
Which is
That's amazing. And I love what you've done with it. I love how you've taken it to the next level, which is why you're on the show, because you are truly, you did not set out to become an influencer, but you did become one. And that's the reality of it, right? Because, at Wild, we truly believe that every single person has influence in varying degrees, but very few leverage and monetize it. And, do you believe that everybody, is an influencer? Do you think that everybody has the kind of
everybody is. I mean, I'm telling you, even a parent is an influencer.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right from your
formative years,
even siblings influence each other. So I think it's at the end of the day, everyone is a closet influencer.
I agree. Yeah, no, this is it's been a great time chatting with you. Thank you so much, Vicky,
Thank you for
being
having me
here.
on the show.
And it's been an absolute pleasure. The Accidental Influencer is presented by Wild, a Visa-powered payment card that allows anyone with as little as 1,000 followers on Instagram to encash their influence with every purchase. This show is powered by Wild Rum, India's first hard seltzer brand, a low-calorie, vegan and gluten-free alcoholic beverage. We are shooting at the gorgeous Koi Bar at the Penthouse at the St. Regis, Mumbai, our venue partner for the Accidental Influencer. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and share and subscribe to our channel, and follow at GetWild.in on Instagram for all the updates on Wild. And now I would love to hand over a little gift box from our lovely sponsor, Wild Rum.
Thank you, man.
I hope you enjoy this.
Yeah.
Wild.